Here are a few adaptations for students with emotional behavioral concern. Students with emotional behavioral concerns sometimes just need a little positive reinforcement. So a lot of times they'll have behavior charts, but it's sometimes better to specialize one for art. So you can make up one of these. I keep the smiley faces, and green means go, yellow means you're not doing the best, and red means you need to change things. So sometimes I'll keep it at the start of art, the middle of art, and the end of art, so that the students are given 3 little short-term objectives to make it. So sometimes they can start out at the beginning of art and they're doing great. In the middle of art, they're not doing so great, but at the end of art, they're doing pretty good. Another one would be to use a behavior chart that's made up from Boardmaker, or sometimes the occupational therapist will give a behavior chart. I like to give them a pen with a squishy adapter on it, so that sometimes they like to fidget a little bit. And they would mark it themselves. Did they listen? Were they doing their work? Did they need a break? After their work, did they clean up? And did they make proper choices? So behavior charts are a great way to adapt. Giving some clay, soft clay for them to kind of de-stress with, or a sitz cushion, or even a kneaded eraser can be helpful. A lot of times I'll put a timer. This is a sand timer. I'll put a timer on the child and kind of try to keep them focused, and the actual sand going down is a great way to calm the student down. Having a safe place is another important thing, and doing heavy work. So sometimes I'll say, can you pass out scissors, or I'll get a big bin of scissors, and I'll tell them that to carry it around and put some on each table. So that heavy work kind of helps calm them down a bit before they have to do fine motor work like art entails. Another reason that some students might act out sometimes is because the work's too difficult. So for a project like this, where they had to make their own tracers and draw the shape repeatedly, overlapping it, might be too much work for them, might be a little too hard for them to understand. So instead of drawing a shape like this, if they could come up with it, they could use a pre-made shape and just trace around that, or give them like this part. So they're still doing the activity, they're just having that little lift up that they need to be successful at it. When they're successful at it, I really find there's not as much behavior problems. I hope you've enjoyed these adaptations.